thank you for inviting me. My name is George I FOmitchev, and I'm a founder of Endurance. So warm regards from cold Russia. Seems like I'm the one Russian speaker here on the conference. So I'd like to tell you about this technology, chatbot, but I would prefer to change a little bit to focus to what is really important to people here. So I decided to change a little bit the topic. So please raise your hands. Who knows about chatbots? One? Oh, not so many. Oh, two? Just a few people. OK, then I'm lucky, so I can explore this project. So why it's important? Why chatbots are important today? We face a lot of problems. I've been here for like 2 days, previous days on the conferences, and I've heard from several gentlemen that they faced different problems, but in pretty much the same area. For example, that gentleman, he couldn't get a hotel because he was not allowed with a dog. He was not allowed in a taxi, and it's really a problem. Another gentleman was visiting Moscow in 2002, and he could not find his way back to hotel. So what he's going to do? He doesn't speak Russian. He doesn't read Russian letters as well, and so it appears a problem. Thanks to Google, we can ask some questions like, OK, Google, where can I find this or that? And it's really helpful. We can use Siri if we want to get some information. But what if we want some personal information? What if we want some personal attitude? So chatbot is working in your messenger, so you don't need to install apps. People are tired of apps. We hardly install new app. Actually, for last year, I uninstalled about 10 or 20 apps because I'm no longer using them. I use messengers, so I use messengers most of the time. So chatbot can talk to you like a real person. Like you interact like with a real person. You don't go to a website checking if they allow dogs or not. You just ask chatbot, can I come with a dog to a hotel? What is the rate? What is the price? Chatbots could help in many cases. Hotels, banking, insurance, charity, in car services. So it opens really big and useful places where you can use them. So let me go back to a slide. So I started from the beginning. We spend more than 50% of our online time in messengers. Why companies, they don't pay attention to this? They say, OK, visit our website. But we are already in messengers. We talk. We want to talk. We want to ask questions. We don't want to go on website and looking for something. It's not so practical. And sometimes they were told, please call number 8100, etc., and you can get an information. You know, when I arrived here in Malaga, I wanted to take a taxi. So how could I do this? How can I find the cheapest and the best way to get to hotel from the airport? So I went to Google, and then I went to my personal chatbot that helped me and found the cheapest route and the fastest route to my hotel. So yeah, like chatbots, they can work 24/7. It's another useful thing. And like the second point, that human factor sometimes sucks. It doesn't work. You know, people, you know, we are all people. And when we're upset with a customer, we do not react properly. We can say, well, it's your problem. For instance, I had an issue. I couldn't get a flight from San Francisco to Moscow because suddenly they found out that I need a Schengen visa because I had a stop somewhere in Sweden, and they said, well, you need a visa. How could I know this? When I bought a ticket and I know that it's an exchange flight, I don't need a visa because I'm still in this zone, so I just take another plane and fly away. I couldn't complain to anyone. I called the number, hot number, and say, well, I have an issue. But you know, they reacted like people. They didn't care, and this is a problem. So how chatbot really works. You ask something, and you get the question. So you don't need to explore a whole website or a whole brochure with information. You just ask, can I stay with a dog from, let's say, 26th till 29th of September in Illunium Hotel? And you get an answer. It's quite easy to be done. You seek something, and chatbot found. So for example, after this trip, after visiting Malaga, I go to Valencia, and I'm looking for apartments. Of course, I could go to Booking or Airbnb or other online resources that are mainly in Spanish. I'm sorry, I don't speak Spanish, and Google Translate is not really relevant because sometimes you still need to write something in Spanish. So what I did, I ran my chatbot with criteria that I'm looking for an apartment for 2 months, with the average payment is 800 euros, and I'm going to stay with my wife and my child, and chatbot did the most job for me. He sent about a couple hundred emails, and I got 20 answers with the best fit position, so I didn't spend time. Now my wife is looking for an extra night. We'll stay in Malaga on Booking, and she said, well, you know, we have a problem. We cannot stay in most hotels with our child. Why? I mean, what do we do? In this case, I'm going to go back to hotel, run my chatbot, and ask, please find me all relevant places to stay with my wife and my child. And in an hour, I'll get emails of possible contacts, possible hotels, probably like private individuals who rent their apartments, but the solution has to be very easy. And you think he does. Sometimes I don't want to think. So when I go to my parents' house, they have a security system, and they tell me, so you need to remind this code to open the doors. Why do I have to remember these numbers? I don't need them. Why do I have to store them in my memory? It's a waste of the time and my energy. I don't want to remember irrelevant information unless I need it, unless I'm opening the door. I need this code exactly in the moment when I'm pressing buttons. So I made a chatbot called MemoryBot. It's like an external memory bot where I can store all unnecessary data that will be relevant at certain time. So I already spoke about some areas of applications like hotels, banking, insurance, human resource, and other areas. So chatbots actually opens a new way of communication. We call it Internet of People. So we know this Internet of Things, right? That things are connected to Internet, like gadgets, like our things in smart cities. But this is going to be a new trend, Internet of People, when people talk to chatbots. So we call it the first step. The second step will be when chatbots will talk to other chatbots. It means that every one of us will have his own chatbot. It's like your web page. It's like your Facebook account. It's like your Twitter, but it is a robot that can help you, can help finding something, can help to organize meetings. Every day I get an appointment or conf calls when people say, yeah, okay, let's schedule a meeting. And they say, well, is it a good time for you? Is it a good time for you? So we can, I say, well, go to my chatbot. It's already connected to my Google Calendar, and set up the proper time. And chatbot will inform me before the meeting is going to start. So that's something. Yeah, that's about it. I wanted to tell you about this technology. So if you're interested, please come and talk to me. We are looking for supporters. We are looking for contributors. We are looking for people who care. Because like I said, my friends asked me about the conference. So they asked me, what is this conference about? Is it about tourism? Is it about technology? Is it about people with limited abilities? I thought and I answered, it's a conference about people, people who care. Thank you.